All right, here we go, folks. Sunday night, there she is. We're still looking for her. There is Kylie. Of course, we have obviously, the fly. People have seen the flyers. People are aware of her. 18 years old. Kylie Montero, excuse me. I believe we're going to have a special guest as well. But it still remains. There she is. Where is she? Last seen on August 6th or 7th. And then reported missing to the Rehoboth police. I'm going to give you the latest on this. So, but all you need to know is missing person alert as put out by the Rehoboth police. There it is. So, like I said, I believe we're going to have a special guest. Did they find the girl? I got to remember my patience. Did they find the girl? I got to remember my patience. First, let me just check. I think audio should be fine everywhere. There's a thing that's called where someone would let me hear this. It's fine. Where someone buries the lead. Thank you, Janet Dwyer. That's right. Be calm. Gardy says the audio is great. Now, I'm looking at the headline. Where is Kylie? Latest update and special guest. So it would say she has been found. It would say, yes. Thank you, Ann Marshall. Who is this? Why are you always worried up on live for? What does that mean? Why are you always worried up? That's right. It is a Sunday. Be calm. I'm trying. Who put that? Johnny. Did they find the girl? What does it say in the headline? I get it. A lot of people do talk to text. I know. We are praying for a safe return. No, I believe we are going to have a special guest, and we're going to talk about it. Now, but just so we're all clear, I would love if the headline is they found her. But if they found her, the headline wouldn't be, where is Kylie? Yes, thank you, Janet. Missing teen found. There's Brenda. My goodness. No, she has not been found. I know, Caroline. I'm going to try to stay positive and calm. Again, folks, I'll be honest, social media, it is a challenge. There's Robin, Lynn Miller. Let me start from the top. We can't control. Look at that. Jenny, did they find the girl? What are we going to do, folks? Hey, at least I'll say this. At least someone like that, I know, Ian Marshall, we should put that as a rule. At least someone like that is aware that she's missing. But I do believe we're going to have a special guest. I want to walk through where we are. And I also, I'm going to remain calm. It's a Sunday night. There's several parts about this. I'm just going to, I'll bring you up to speed. Our special guest will walk through really the latest. So, but I want to walk through this. For instance, some people put, I'm not being picky here, but they put false statements. That's it. There's only so much I can take. See, like this, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking. No, not Caroline. Hi, Caroline. That's not what I'm talking about. This one. This. That's it. My decision. I'll put him in a timeout. I wish Facebook had timeouts, but anyhow, let me stay on schedule here. So I'll let the crowd deal with the people that come in and ask ridiculous questions. There's several false statements, such as, did they find her yet? Folks, not to be doom and gloom here, but Charlotte Lester went missing. She was last seen May 16th, 2022. Her remains were found Halloween, basically, of 24. So I take exception to, like, did they find her yet? Listen, I like to deal, and all of you should know, listen, I like to deal in reality. I like to deal in reality. I've dealt with people that have had missing person cases. It's torturous. It's brutal. I feel terrible for her sisters. I see someone posted a comment. Where are the sisters? Well, we may get an answer on that. But where are they? Their life has gone on hold. So have they found her yet? That implies that she will be found. We don't know that. That is an unknown. Yes, thank you, Troy. Troy, try to behave, all right? I saw Troy was complaining about the timeouts. Let's start off by putting him in a timeout. Hold on. I like how YouTube has timeouts. Yes. Quick session of Facebook etiquette. You don't burst into a room and just start asking questions. Obviously, this is how some people operate. But I want to go through because I know some people say, it takes them forever. I don't. But I'm not in a rush. So I also want to be clear. I think there are some people, they think that this is like a newscast where all the information you need is in 1 minute and 20 seconds because that's how long the packages are. This isn't that. It's flowing. It's an ongoing conversation. So you don't get everything. I see some of the comments, a lot of new people. What is this? I watched for 5 minutes. He still didn't tell me. I'm sorry I held you up for 5 minutes. There's no guarantee. Let's back up with where we are right now. Everyone wants an update. I also see false statements out there that the boyfriend didn't talk to police. That's ludicrous. He called it in. Greg Groom, he's the one that contacted Rehoboth Police. What do we have right now? We still have a missing person. That's what we have. She's still no. Okay. Well, hold on. Okay. All right. Maybe we're not going to have our special guest. All right. Play it by ear. Okay. Now, oh my God. Why are you going live? Michelle Labeo. Yeah. All right. Here's what we have. We have a missing persons case. Hold on. This is important. I wouldn't be responding if this wasn't important. Someone tell Michelle. I don't know why she doesn't see it. Oh, goodness. There's nothing wrong with the sound. Okay. This is a missing persons case. We don't know that, Brandon. We don't know that. That's not wrong, by the way. That's a pretty good statement. I like that. It is. Hold on. I, we're off to another. But listen, this is important. Okay. Okay. I understand. All right. All right. Okay. All right. That's it. Sound is fine. Yes, Garney. Thank you. Is that good news? I don't know. The special guest is now running delayed. I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to be calm. We had a family member. What am I supposed to do? She's traveling back and okay. Okay. She may get here by the time we're done, she may not. Here's where we are. The family is asking everyone to keep sharing, keep it out there. I agree with hold on. I'm going to send Robin a message. So Robin I know I'm doing a lot of communicating here, folks. Okay. I know everybody wants an answer. I understand that. I'm trying to stay focused and not just react to things. And I know that the moderators are going to take care of certain comments. So let me, for a moment, I'm going to, from my point, get rid of the comments. Okay, there's several things that you need to know. This, some of it may seem routine. It's not a TV show. It's not a movie. You know, comments like, is she found yet? There's no guarantee. I like to deal in reality. There's no guarantee she's ever going to be found if you really want to know. Now, there's several parts of this that I really want to address because, and I want to share with you. I know a lot of you have new, but I've covered some of these, and you learn by covering it and being part of the process. And I don't mean like and some of you realize I flood the zone. I really get in. I don't just dip the toe in. We go all in. Hey, I got fucking attacked by Perkins with the lawnmower. And by the way, let me say this. I have to go with my gut. I think it's too early on the psychic. I'm not ruling it out. But it's too early on the psychic. There were 3 people I was talking to, and I didn't get a good vibe on any of them. I need people that are local. That's just the way I work. We have a great psychic with Ladybug. I think we're going to bring her into the case. We can drive her. She needs to be on scene. There was another psychic somebody recommended, and the woman already started to say, I see this and I see that. I said, all of that. Short story, she thought it was Rehoboth, Delaware, not Rehoboth, Massachusetts. The police are telling us a lot. Some of you don't realize that. Listen, I know this is really tough on the family. One of the most famous missing person cases was Jason Foreman. He vanished. Young boy, young kid, 5, 6, 7, somewhere in that vicinity. Vanished from South Kingstown. And later, well, he disappeared. It tore the family apart. This was the mid-70s. I remember my parents talking about it. I was young, but I remember a conversation would occasionally be on the news. It was just like he was gone. And then fast forward, I think it was like 75. 1982, a paper boy was attacked by a guy in the neighborhood who tried to like lure him into the house. And then the police went in the house and then they solved it. But at the time, the guy's name was Michael Woodmansee. His father was an auxiliary police officer. He would direct traffic outside of Mass. And the police said, you just check your own house. So this Michael Woodmansee, he saw Jason Foreman, he attacked him, and then he killed him right there. He was right there down the street the whole time. What did it do? It destroyed the family. John Foreman, the Foreman family has become friends of mine because then, and I'll get to that, but it's devastating on the family. Now, at the time, what are they supposed to do? They couldn't go on vacation. Every time the phone rang, they thought it was news. Every time someone appeared at the door, they thought maybe they had news on little Jason Foreman. Terrible. He developed a drinking problem. His wife died. Jason Foreman's mom died. Well, that was then later. But anyhow, the reason that I really got involved was they were going to let the guy out of prison. So, but what I learned is what a toll it took on the family. And they were never the same after that. You know, people say they at least got closure, and so that didn't really happen. For 7 years, missing. Mother was calling him in. He was outside for supper, never came in. So it takes a toll on the family. Charlotte Lester, that went on for 2.5 years. Every time the phone rings, they think maybe that's news. Every time they get a text. It is brutal. It is torture on the family. But the police are telling us a lot. The police are telling us a lot. So everyone wants to know, well, what's going on? And right now, they don't have a person of interest. And they haven't named a suspect. But I have learned in covering some of these, you go where the police are because they're telling you. And not everyone gets that. I get that. Or I mean, it doesn't, I didn't realize that people don't get that. I realize it sometimes from some of the comments. You know, I showed they're searching the reservoir behind County Street, right? They have the property, 26 acres, and leads to the water. So they're searching that. I show video that they have the canine out. I show video they're searching dumpsters. People say, a woman put, why are they searching there? Why do you think they're fucking searching there? Do they think, yes, why else? Why else do you think why are they searching there? Like, to me, it's obvious because they fucking think she's there. What's wrong with you? God, I don't know how people make it through the day. This thing of she could be anywhere, that's moronic. She's not in Hawaii. That's anywhere. She's not in California. She's not in Florida. She didn't have any money. She doesn't drive. She was dating a guy who also didn't drive. Yeah, he was a big catch. 22 and lives with the grandparents. There was a lineup around the block of women that wanted to date him. They used to have to walk to the friggin' Cumberland farm. Why are they searching in the dumpster? Gee, I wonder what they're telling us why. Why do you think they're searching in the reservoir? Because they're wondering if she's there. Why are they searching in a dumpster? Because they think that maybe someone put her there. Not that she's living in the dumpster. Like, I have to admit, that stuff never occurs to me that someone would think. Do they think she's living in? No, they don't think she's living in the friggin' dumpster. They think that maybe someone put her in the dumpster. Did they think she went swimming in the reservoir? No, idiot. Think in your house. Thank you, Ann Marshall. Hello from Melbourne. Maybe she's living in the reservoir. Maybe she became a fish. No, you fucking idiot. What's the dog looking for? That's my favorite. Just sniffing around. What do you calm down. Sunday. Right, here we go. There we go. This will keep me calm. You lose your keys. Yeah, maybe she's a Garden City Newport. You lose your keys. You start looking all over your house. You don't look on the fucking roof. Excuse me. What if someone said, well, did you check the attic? Well, I didn't go in the attic. Just think of something maybe you misplaced. Sometimes a phone, but, well, did you go outside? No, I didn't go outside. You're looking for the keys. I had them. I put them down. Did you check the attic? I didn't go up in the attic. Did you check on the roof? No. So the expression she could be anywhere is not true. All right, let's reel this back in. We have two different timelines here. We have the timeline that she was physically last seen, which is the Wednesday night. Just so people are clear. I don't mind repeating. I'm actually going to post a timeline on depetro.com. So, and then you have people, I can't get the link. Just log on to the fucking web. How do these people make it through the day? All right. On the 6th, today's the 17th. On the 6th, August 6th, that night, she did sent to people, I don't feel safe. That is true. And she was seen FaceTime, but supposedly things calmed down. Now, according to the most eligible bachelor in Rehoboth, she leaves his property, but that's two different timelines. That's the timeline that they saw her, like the sister saw her, and then he's the last one to see her. The next day, Friday, you know what? I will put this on the website. He calls the Rehoboth police. What exactly is said, we don't know. Why did he call? We don't know. Again, we do know she's glued to her phone. They talked to him. They did talk to him. Of course, he's the one that friggin' called the police. There were canines on the property. There were. But they're not just searching the property. They're searching around that area. So right now, there's so much that we don't know. And like last night, someone, the conspiracy people arrived. It's got to be the free Karen Reed freaks. Someone else find it odd police aren't telling us everything? No, actually. That's exactly how they operate. Anyone else find it strange they're not telling us everything? No, there's nothing strange about it. Seeking a conspiracy. There's not that I'm aware of, not yet. Now, Heather's not wrong. Is she alive? I don't know. I don't know. I've had two very good conversations today with members of law enforcement that I bounce things off, and it's always very helpful. And I want them to come on, and I think one of them will. One of them cannot, but not Rehoboth and not active mass, but law enforcement. So, and you got to come back to, where are the police? Where were they looking? They weren't looking on Cape Cod. They're not looking in Western Mass. She doesn't have any money. These people, maybe she called an Uber. I like this. Where's her phone? I have a better one. Where is she? Where's her phone? Find her, you find the phone. But let's break this down. Again, I want to repeat. No one has been deemed a suspect. No one has been deemed a person of interest. It is a missing person. Now, as I have told you, I get the feeling the police want to calm this down. You do have the Massachusetts State Police involved. I don't care what any of these friggin' people say. They know what they're doing. And they're very good at investigations. They are. Don't believe these people. Don't believe these people. That's a good question, Paula. I'm going to work on that. Harvey's funny. I don't know if they have. People want to just start firing questions. I don't know about that. I was thinking this. Oh, Christina's back. Okay. Thank you, late girl. There's a lot of unanswered questions. And again, I get that there are people asking me, like, when are you I'm on this story. And I'm on this story until I'm not on the story. Like, I'm sorry if there's some people fucking disappointed. That's one thing I just want to I know. That's right, Linda. She would not. It's like some of you are so. Yeah, I know. Calm it down. That's right. There's no clock on this. Is she alive? I don't know. She could be. She could be. I mean, we hope she is. But how come she's not communicating with anybody? I did say I mentioned Gary Condit last night, and I don't know if everyone got that. He was not responsible for the death of Chandra Levy. People called him the most unluckiest guy ever. So it's very possible. Is it possible that she's, leaving and then becomes a victim of crime? It's very possible. I don't believe in the sex trafficking thing. I don't. Some people are floating that out, right? But some people always see that for several reasons. I know a little bit about it. I've interviewed people that study that, involved with it. Some people may not get this, but they don't want people that speak English. 99% of the women involved with sex trafficking don't speak English. So there's certain parts of the world they pray, and there's certain areas they go. I know that term is floated out a lot, but they want an 18-year-old pregnant girl. I don't believe that. It doesn't mean someone couldn't have become a victim of crime, but I go back to the girl that took off. Remember, she wanted to go with her friends away for the weekend, so she gets out of school at Coventry and then doesn't tell her family, whatever, that she jumps in a car and goes to South Carolina. She told her mother, "I'm staying at grandma's," blah blah blah. So, but there was a woman that was following our live, and she said, "The first thing I thought of was Diddy." Yeah, he landed at TF Green. He landed at TF Green and parked outside of Coventry High School to grab this 18-year-old junior or senior. What? Not even. First thing I thought of was Diddy. All right, back to Kylie. This is where it does get difficult, is people start to move on to other stories. Now, for those tuning in, she has not been found. I promise you, if she was found, I would post it huge several times on the page. I'm not going to hide that. I'm not burying the lead or keeping it from you. I would not do that. So, Michael, one boyfriend and his family, a random act. That's pretty good, Michael. Yeah. I'm just, it's so difficult, folks. We don't know her. So we only have to go on description. So it's sad, this whole thing of how it's come about. But we do know statistics, and a lot of people mention that. When you have a young female who's pregnant, more often than not, the boyfriend, the father of the child, sadly, is the one responsible. That's just statistics. But for people that don't think the police are saying anything, the police are screaming from the top of their lungs of what's going on. I have learned a couple things about this. Number one, you follow the lead of where the police are looking. Again, I'm going to mention the Charlotte Lester case. His house was a crime scene for a month. A crime scene for a month. He couldn't go in, yellow tape around. Police were outside that house for a month. Longest crime scene I've ever said. That's like putting out a billboard. That's like putting out, an ad that this is where we think something happened. People would say, the police aren't saying much. Not saying much. They're having a vigil as a crime scene, the fucking house for a month. I've never seen anything like it or since. That's number one. Number two, they go where they know. They don't, during Charlotte Lester, people are like, maybe he drove, maybe he drove to Texas. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's the panic. Maybe it was an accident. It can happen. It can happen. Maybe it was an accident. Who knows? I don't know. We don't know. But no one knows where she is. They knew where she was Wednesday night. Suddenly they don't. Now, I believe they were alone on Thursday. I believe that's the case. So I haven't seen the grandparents. I don't know what to make of it. It's so difficult unless I've had a chance to talk to these people, interact. But one of the reasons why that I want to mention, I know, Anna, the story is killing. I know, terrible. But yes, she did get kicked out of the shelter. There was supposedly, she had to go to the hospital. She was staying at a shelter. The shelter has rules. The shelter has rules. You have to meet a curfew. She missed the curfew. Supposedly, she was at the hospital because she had vaginal bleeding because she's pregnant. I don't know if it was someone new. I don't know if that was fully explained. But the shelter said, you violated curfew. You can't stay here. Now, I've heard that. Maybe the shelter said that wasn't the first time. I'll admit that sounds pretty harsh. That also sounds, if you had a note, I have no idea. Did she explain that? Did she, was it someone new? Was it not the first time? There's so much about that we don't know, but we do know supposedly the shelter paid for an Uber to her to get to, where he is in Rehoboth. So I want to reiterate, is she alive? She's upset. She's desperate. She's got nowhere to go. You heard Mama Bear. She called her. Can I stay there for 3 days? I've heard that sometimes 3 days could become 5 days. Supposedly, as she's with him, she's trying to figure out where she's going to go because she's no longer welcome to stay at his place, or maybe he doesn't want her there. Maybe the grandparents don't want her there. But for whatever reason, that suddenly didn't seem to be an option for whatever reason. So she's going to leave. But I admit what's puzzling. Okay, she leaves there. That's it. I'm leaving. It's Thursday night. She's walking away. Now, I've heard there's a Cumberland Farms 2 miles away or 1.5 miles away. So maybe she's going to walk to the Cumberland Farms. But even then, okay, she goes there or goes somewhere. I admit what's odd is why the texting stops. Why the texting stops. I'm trying to think. Some guy's riding along and sees her walking. Hey, you need a ride? She gets in. It's possible. And then she was a victim of crime. I mean, I don't know. But again, that's not a busy area. It's not. That's one of the reasons I went there is it's not a cut through. The only people going up and down that road are people that live around there. So it's not like Route 44. it's not like you're in an urban setting, right? Like a city, and there's a lot of people in and out. The only people that are going up and down that road are people that live in that area or were visiting someone in the area. You know what I mean? Was there some workman who was working on something around there and saw her walking and offered her a ride? I don't know. I don't know. Is she alive? It would be great if she is. We don't know. For instance, if tonight or tomorrow, if suddenly we learned that she was alive, I'm not. I mean, it would be great news, but I wouldn't be like, wow, I am shocked. Like, I don't feel that way. If Charlotte had been found alive, like there were people trying to say, oh, I think she mentioned she was going to go away or go to Canada or go to Mexico or go to wherever. That we would have been shocked at. But it's been now, more than a week. And now this enters the second week of the search. So I know the family, I want to mention, they're very grateful for everyone that has been sharing information. I mean, we've been doing everything possible. But this is a mystery right now. People like to watch, on Netflix or other things like a made up mystery. This is a real mystery. This was a human, right? Kylie. And she was there, and suddenly she's nowhere to be found. So she had no money. I don't believe she had a credit card. The first day, they check all hospitals and shelters. It is as if she vanished. It is as if, poof, gone. Now, someone said, well, maybe she's living out in the woods for this long. What are you eating? What are you drinking? She didn't have a tent. Maybe she met someone and she went on a cross-country adventure. Okay, that sounds exciting, but why isn't she texting anybody? Supposedly, she was always texting people. So, but don't say the police aren't saying anything. The police are telling you a lot. They're telling us a lot. What do you think? Why were those divers in that, the reservoir there? I like that woman. Well, no, why are they looking there? They're trying to find her. That's why. For crying out loud. Do I really want to check this? Why is someone sending me this? I have no idea. The odds that this is something important are just impossible. Yeah, and they're not. Now, the boyfriend, Greg Groom. I get the whole thing, and people are saying, but I can see it both ways. I know that I spoke to someone who spoke to him, and he feels under attack, and he feels, I can't believe everyone thinks this, and blah blah blah. Now, I have not spoken to him, but what he needs to understand, because there's a very good chance he may see this, is that a lot of these come down to who was the last person to see them. Wednesday night, she's texting people, I don't feel safe, even though supposedly things calmed down. And she was pregnant in what sounds as if it was a very fast relationship. So I don't know him at all. I'd like to speak to him. I understand he's following the coverage of this. So, yeah, I'd like to talk to him. But I'd like to film him if we're going to talk to him. So I have not, when I go out of my way, there are people, I have been very clear that we don't know. But I push back against people that say that, well, the police aren't saying anything. The police are actually saying a lot. You just got to follow their actions. You go where the police are. And people go where they know. He doesn't drive, but does he have access to a vehicle? Has he ever driven? I don't know. I'd like to ask him that. Could he have driven somewhere that night and no one knew? I don't know what type of vehicles the grandparents have. I don't know. But they live way out. They do. And it's, as I've said, it's very woodsy. Justin, just take a break. You have one option here, Justin. Well, if they're getting rid of your comments, stop commenting. I know, Nicole, but we don't know. We don't know. We thought that with Linda. Why hasn't he spoken to you? Well, he hasn't spoken to anyone. And I don't know him. Why hasn't he spoken to me? I'm not a friend of his. He hasn't spoken to anybody. So I'm not saying that can't change, but did you say dumb show? It doesn't work that way. You know, Christina, I mean, why would you'd rather talk to everyone else but the damn boyfriend? You're intimating like I have an opportunity to speak to him, but I don't. You know, I'm going to intervene here because if people don't know how to behave, I'm not going to sit here. So then they can go. I'm telling you, people are on a short leash. And the same thing. Some of these people, you don't have to keep commenting. All right, you think it's a dumb show. Well, then I just saved you. You don't have to watch it anymore. So there you go. The fucking nerve. Is that the friend? Is that the friend? Or I don't know who that is. I can't keep track of them. Like, I don't get these people. I know. Thank you, Michael. Yeah. Why would I talk about like a hagbag? People don't just disappear out of nowhere. Get him on the phone. Oh, okay. I hadn't thought of that. Is that the same person that I had on who was at the sleepover with her, or is that someone else? Is that the one? Is her mother? It is. Get him on the phone? Hey, you're the one. Honey, you're the one that saw the bruises and didn't do anything about it. Yes, it was. How about you don't have to answer every question by saying, to be honest with you, we're assuming you're being honest with us. To be honest with you, I say, Kylie, to be honest with you, I say, Kylie, the fuck? I was being polite. Yeah, the mother told her, yeah, go stay at Crossroads. There's a good idea. Fucking A. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Cubic C Painter. I love that. Yes. We have to be positive. Listen, thank you. I appreciate that. Go on. I don't need that. I hate that. To be honest with you, you don't have to keep saying that. Hey, here's a news alert. We fucking assume you're being honest with her. She literally had bruises. Oh, Christ. Did you sit behind her in geometry? Did you guys take chemistry together? Oh, you didn't take any science classes. I told her, go stay at Crossroads. Yeah. What was the second thought? Hey, maybe shack up with some guys at the ACI. What the fuck? I don't know. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, I know, Jessica. She's like a sister to me. To be honest with you, she was like a sister to me. I said, why don't you go sleep at Crossroads? Hey, listen, I've been keeping that in. Jesus. Hold on. Yeah, maybe I'll call the boyfriend at Crossroads. That would be great, Nicole. Nicole said, imagine if she just pops up out of nowhere. That would be, thank you, Kara. That would be terrific. And I certainly hope, I think it's important to put it out there that if she's out there, there's no shame. There's no shame. Hey, maybe it was a misunderstanding. You don't have to pay. The police coverage, everything they're doing is fine. If that is the case, it would be totally fine. Thank you, Melissa. I don't know. The sister was in town, Kitty. She just left. She was going to be our special guest. But she's traveling. The flight is late. Yes, Jocelyn, it is. And listen, not to be yeah, that's right. That'd be great. Wow, the National Guard. Well, I don't know about the National Guard. The state police are looking for it though. So Kitty, be able to go live in 20 minutes. All right, we'll stay. Kitty pops up. All right, that'll work. We'll wait. We'll let Kitty. Did they talk to the Uber driver? I want to, that's not a bad question. Can you imagine, Garney? Imagine the boyfriend you did not expect. He works far away. He works at a market. We'll wait. I'll see if Kitty wants to answer that. She could be scared, Brandy. That's a very good point. Yup, could be true. She's scared for a wife. The cops looking for him. I don't know about that one, Roger. Thank you, Jamie. I told her, listen, to be honest with you, why don't you go stay at fucking Crossroads? I said, Kylie, I fucking love you like a sister. Why don't you go fucking stay at Crossroads? Thank God I'm glad you love me like a sister. I have a better idea. Why don't I fucking sleep with rats? Like, have you lost your fucking mind? 18. Let me tell you, 18-year-old white girl sleeping at Crossroads. If she wasn't pregnant, she would by the time she left. Thank you, Sammy. Yes. Kitty is the sister. All right, we'll wait. Prayers from Vermont. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Look at that. Thank you. There's our YouTube family. I love it. And the stars are flying in from Facebook. While we're waiting for Kitty, I might as well, I want to correct something. Yeah, Mama Bear. Jessica Perry is hilarious. Yes, Jessica. To be honest with you, I told her, why don't you go? Jesus fucking hey. That's true. Sammy, I'm telling you. What? Are you kidding me? Stay at Crossroads? What was fucking option B? I think you can sleep on the highway. I mean, that would be safer, for Christ's sake. Have you lost your mind? Crossroads. Jesus. I kept my composure. Fucking Mama Bear and the other one. To be honest with you, I said, Kylie. Now, I heard that bruises actually weren't that bad, since we're now just, hey, listen, she's the one that started like this dumb show. What the fuck? You're the one telling her to go stay at fucking Crossroads, honey. So, don't, Ann. We have to. Who is it that put the Italian accent? Don't. No, I can do that, Roy Orton. His Italian accent is coming out. Hey, listen, you live around here. I can do different dialects. You should have seen the trash outside of the Karen Reed trial. We love you, girl. Gavin, my queen. The hagbag drunks from Quincy and the South Shore. Gavin, my queen. Oh, fuck. Hey, you know what? I want to clear up one thing. There's Ben DeCastro. What would Charlene Lima have said? Charlene Lima. No, Newport Creamery. Oh, fuck. You're definitely not staying at Crossroads. I don't feel safe outside of Crossroads, let alone going in. Look at that. Please do Alessi. Now we're going in. I will do Alessi since you asked. Oh, good. Folks, there's got to be humor. That's why we may get Ladybug involved. She found Saddam Hussein. Last night. So last night, was it last night? Yeah, last night afterwards, when I was talking about the taillight, and they were saying, you were involved in a hits and run at the courthouse. And I explained, oh, yeah, hit and run. I left a note. No, that's not it. I left a note. Where is it? Here it is. I left a note on the vehicle. I took a picture of the vehicle. I picked up the glass of the taillight. Afterwards, I called the Dedham police. This is, they filed, I mean, it wasn't really an accident, but just, so Dedham Police Department, you can read that, 618, right? So, whatever. I gave Granny, listen, Yankee, you're going to fix that taillight. All right. Whatever. The lady that drove from Texas, because she saw a vision about fucking Karen, drove from Texas, no toothbrush. I don't run an errand without a toothbrush bag. I don't go anywhere without floss, toothbrush, toothpaste, Purell. That's why the trial was brutal, because I had to sit around with these people that they sneeze without a handkerchief. They allergies. A gentleman should always carry a handkerchief. They're coughing. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I am not used to being around people like that. If you have a cold, you leave, you go to a restroom and blow your nose. I've had lunch with people. There's someone I won't mention, a friend of mine. He used to blow his nose at the table using the napkin from the restaurant. It was like being out to dinner with Jethro Clampett. But here's the part I want to get to. So I will do a lessee. So, and then I don't know. But let me just finish this. So someone put, and your blue gloves. So I'm going back to the retrial with the taillight. You were involved with the hit and run. You have video of me picking up the pieces, and this is my receipt. I called the police to file an accident report, and I even said, listen, I'll fix this hagbag's taillight if I'm at fault, whatever. But I forgot about it. So he put on blue gloves. Now, in court, and you see police officers, by the way, when they're, recently we were at the outside the ACI, and when they're frisking someone, the police have the blue index gloves, latex gloves, excuse me. So in my car, I have a spray that I got at Ace Hardware that I keep the windshield clean because we film a lot. And then when I got that, the girl at Ace Hardware, whatever her name is, said, hey, we sell a rag that goes with that, so you're not just using a paper towel. So I bought it. And so it's a blue rag. Now, this isn't exactly it, but it's bigger than this. But I keep it in my car with the washer, and then I would use it to wipe the window. So when I went to pick up the glass, I was with police one time, and they'd pick up glass. When I've ridden with police, and I think I was riding with Cranston police, he needed to pick up some glass, and he got a rag out of the car and said one time he was picking up glass, and the glass was sharp, and he cut his fingers. So I was going to go pick it up. So I got a blue rag that I just keep they have the side pocket in your car. So I took that, and I was using that to pick up the glass, like a little trick. So do you see so they turned that into that I had blue latex gloves that I put on picking up the pieces. Do you see what I mean? Like that crowd, one lie becomes another lie. I want to tell you one more thing, and then I will do a lessee, and we're going to wait. Thank you, Allison. So there's Eric. Eric can answer questions. Yeah, they thought it was gloves. As if I had but you see, they don't care. I mean, that's ridiculous. He put on blue gloves, the same kind that the troopers were using to handle the evidence. No, I have a blue rag to wipe my windshield because we film a lot when we do road patrol. And so I was using that little trick I used just in case it's sharp glass so you don't cut your hand. I didn't know. But see, this lady posted, where are your blue gloves? One other thing while I'm on kind of a roll, and I will do it. We are going to come back to the story, Michelle. Hold on. Thank you. Thank you, Mary. This is important. Yeah, Jethro. So here was just one last thing. Everybody slow down. We're waiting for Kitty anyway, so I'll get back to it. Hi, Cassandra. So in court, I'm in the Karen Reed trial. But you see what I mean? Look how they take a lie. The first lie is, oh, it's involved in a hit and run. He took off. It doesn't matter that they have video of me picking up the glass, talking with the woman, that I called the police and left a note. They even have video of my note. That doesn't matter. The lie they prefer is the guy, he was involved with a hit and run. First, they said I hit her. The second one was that I put on blue gloves. It's another lie. Here's one more. Let me just vent this out. So the Karen Reed trial, during a break, I'm looking at my phone. Can you see it? Like this, looking at it. And then we're going to start. So I go and I put it down on, there was like a bar rail, right? And I'm doing it overly high just so you can see it. But so see the motion. I'm looking at the phone and then I'm going to put it down. Now watch. So here's the motion. Put it down. But what they do and did is they freeze frame it. They stop the video. Even though the motion was straight, they stop it and then put out that I'm filming the jury. So if you look at it, it looks like I'm holding the phone like that. Again, they don't care that it's not the truth. I'm still getting people are still filming the jury. They're such idiots. All right, Alessi flashback. I will do Micah Hearn. Thank you, Cable, excuse me. I will do impressions for Super Chats. Bob Alessi. I found the guy, long, drawn out. Don't worry, we're going to get back to Kylie, and then we're going to talk to her sister coming out. So, super nice guy, but I just found him it was so boring and drawn out. But apparently not everyone felt that way. But he would get someone. He was not, this was not his area of expertise, questioning people. And he would say, so you took that and put it in the evidence bag. And then the trooper said, right. I put it in the evidence bag and then I booked it as evidence. Exactly. He always answered with exactly, as if he was leading it to that. All right. Karen Breed, yes. Poopy pants. That drunk. Why is there someone complaining over this? Like, what are we holding you off? I find that hard to believe. To be honest with you, yes, that's right, Brandy. I don't see the. Is there someone complaining that we're not just jumping right into it? Most courteous hit and run I've ever read. Thank you. Yes, I think it's Kristen. Can we stay on the story? Thank you, Wayne. I like that. We need. Hey, the show's full of a lot of love. There's Micah Hearn. The big guy checks in. Love it. Thank you, Allison Mancini. Yeah, folks, it's got to be entertaining. Now, so I was I don't know. Who knows? Let's see if that ever happens. But thank you very much, Cable. I've done stand-up, but I had a problem with the audience. Okay, back to the matter at hand. So I think we are going to bring on Ladybug. Ladybug, world-renowned psychic. I worked with her in one case. I'll tell you her claim to fame, because I have been contacted now by at least 3 psychics. And one of them, like, to me, you got to be in the area. This other woman, very obnoxious, had her friend contacting me. And the woman kept saying, well, she needs to know if she's going to be on tonight. And I'm like, well, forget it then. Like, what, I'm going to be pressured by a psychic? And then the woman was sending me pictures from Coney Island. I don't know what to make of it. But Ladybug, for those that are unfamiliar, we used her in the Sean Lester case. We've used her for several cases, actually. But her claim to fame is the U.S. government. They utilized her to find Saddam Hussein and came within a mile of where he was hiding. Remember when he was in like a spider hole, they call it, or something? So that was huge. She's worked with the CIA. We've used her for different cases. She helped find that girl in Lincoln. She helped find that the guy that went missing actually in Lincoln. She helped find that little boy in Providence. I know LB, and she's also, we just have good chemistry. So I need to make sure she's going to sign off on it. But I'm pretty sure that Ladybug is going to join it. But we're not, there she is. I could call her for a missing person. So I don't want to say she's definitely in, but I think LB is in. So she was with me when we got attacked by Perkins. She was helpful with Linda, as a matter of fact. There's just been several cases. So it is a gift. It is. So yeah, let's go Ladybug. You'll love her, Jocelyn. I don't understand the rude comments. Looming for extra views when you know you don't have any, just looking for extra stars. Who are these people? I mean, go away. I get that some people are just in a hurry. Terrible. Good thing we have good mods. But who knows who they are? They're probably actually the Karen Reed. Thank you, Gene. I like that. Yes. Humor is. Thank you. Coble likes it. Cable's not sure where he's from. Patricia Carlo dos Santos. I'm very suspicious of anyone with 4 names. I don't know. Maybe they already got rid of her. Again, flying with the page and everything else. So, and I get it. People like, no, I need you to tell me. I want you to tell me right now, blah, blah, blah. Beat it, Hagbag. No. Wasn't there another psycho did this something similar? She wore a pen so she wouldn't have to stop. I heard about that. I don't remember. Yeah. Imagine Trish Pelican drove from Texas, no toothbrush or change of clothes. That's who I had. Yeah, that's who I had to deal with. And they're all jumping around her. Oh, my God. And they're just so filthy, they people. Yes, Colby knows. Colby's exactly right. Good. Thank you to, Coney Island. She was the one. Do not feel bad. No. Hey, listen, they're rude, don't know how to act. Then they leave. We get rid of them. So it would be great if she could find Molly Bish. Well, that's a really long time ago. So I think a lot of these, I also, Garney, there are people that, where's the update on Kylie? We're waiting for her sister. Do you understand that? Liliana Gardner Gilly, 3 names. Total hagbag. Yep. We're waiting for the sister. I'm killing time. I am. I admit that. We're waiting for the sister. We're waiting for Kitty. If that's a problem, you can screw, hagbag. Fine. I was going to sign off and go have some Butterbrickle ice cream. There's a great ice cream place near me, Clementine's. Homemade ice cream. I am never going back to the store. Never. Yes. Why did that get up there? Okay. We're going to talk to her sister. Oh, yeah. LB, we'll go live. We'll go live with Ladybug out there. Patience is a virtue. Thank you, Gina. Yeah. Listen, we're going to wait for Kitty. People can wait. Thank you, Anna. Aren't these people terrible? Listen, act like a tree and leave. Screw. We don't need them. I'm about to hit 100,000 followers on Facebook. Think I care if we lose a couple? The answer is no. Guess we're gonna wait. Let me see. I know. Patience is a virtue. Thank you, Janet. Well, it's tough when, listen, I get that this is a serious case, but then, there's funny things around it. No. Kitty was supposed to be on at 8. So she's running a little late. She had to fly back. If she said she'll join, we'll hang out a little bit. Otherwise, if it gets a little too late, then I'm staying on this. We'll pick it up. Let me see if I can get a hold of Ladybug. That already happened earlier. I don't know what that means. Kitty says 60 seconds. Okay. I don't think she does. Let me see if LB wants to join. All right, I'll send Ladybug the link. She does. Thank you, Lynn Miller. Look at Jane. Yes. Oh my God. Juror 11. Paula Prado. That's not easy. That is not an easy one. I don't know if I do. Clementine's is unbelievable. Hagbag is. You'll find out. Oh my God. The only thing better. So what I do, the one thing I do like ice cream, but it's homemade, and I'll try every flavor during the course of the summer. Their banana ice cream is unbelievable, unreal. But I like Butterbrickle. I know it's kind of old people's ice cream. When I used to work at a register, cash register, at when I was in high school, there was a Newport Creamery there, and the old people, they would go there to get Butterbrickle. So it is kind of like old person ice cream, but it's actually really good. I think it's got caramel. So yeah, Mama Bear. Oh yeah, Paula broke it down. What do you mean she was great? Troy, are you joking or what? Paula was great. She broke it down for us after the trial. She's a fraud. There we go. All right. Troy, for that, you're going in timeout. Troy, if you're a free Karen Reed person, you're in the wrong page. All right, let's bring her on. Folks, there it is. Is that you, Kitty?
Yes. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, it is. You made it.
I did.
Yes, we can hear you fine.
It took a lot longer than I expected, but I'm here.
That's okay. That's okay.
I need.
I want to listen to you. You had quite the 2 days. People are anxious to hear. The floor is yours. Whatever you want to say to people.
Well, can we start with whatever questions people wanted answers to? Because I know that yesterday.
Go ahead. Yesterday. We can hear you, Kitty. We can hear you. She's looking like she can't hear us. Kitty, we can hear you. Oh, all right. Maybe she'll come back. She was just traveling. She'll be here, Tracy. She'll be back. We'll wait. Yes. Hello, Kitty. That was a whirlwind 2 days for her coming up here. Very difficult. I encourage the maple walnut. Yes, I encourage, but banana ice cream at Clementine's is unbelievable. Oh my God. All right. I think she's back. She
I
is.
don't know what just happened.
All right. That's all right. You're back, Kitty. Go right ahead. All right, let's start. What was it like the past 2 days? I'll ask questions. What was it like?
Absolute insanity. Um, well, it we so I went up to mass and stayed
Yep.
with family over the weekend, um, to kind of be there and support them in person, and also to kind
Yep.
of figure out um, some of the holes in the story that I felt there were holes in the stories, and so I went there to try and see if I
Yes.
could, you know, fill in the blanks with my own kind of skills, and it just left me asking way more questions and kind of shifted my perspective on everything. Um, so I know there were a few questions that were asked. I think was it yesterday or the night before
Yeah. I
about.
saw go ahead. You were responding to something that somebody had posted.
So I had made a post on my page, and it did mention a vigil, and it did mention a GoFundMe page. So I want to explain that the reason I created a GoFundMe page to begin with was because I was getting a lot of requests to do it,
Sure.
because people wanted to they wanted to donate, and they wanted to help to make sure that when we did find her, she would have a steady place, and
Yep.
they wanted to, help with the spreading awareness, which was, printing out hundreds of flyers, and the
That's
time
right.
and energy it took to go and bring them all all over the place,
Yeah.
literally.
Plus the travel. You have to travel back to this area.
So
So
I said I had a discussion with Haley and Faith about it. Um, and Faith said that she kind of felt the same way I did about it. Like, I didn't want it to be about money, and so I didn't start it right away when I was initially getting asked to by other
yep.
people, because I didn't like it felt wrong to me. You know, we don't know where she is,
Right.
and it kind of felt like, why would I want this money? What am I going to do with this money? It's just going to
Sure.
sit there, and what happens if we never find her? Like, but then again, like, what if we do find her, and then what are we going to do from there? Because, we are not a wealthy family, clearly. We are very, very much like on the lower end of the spectrum.
Like a lot of people finding your way, you don't have,
Right.
endless means.
So,
So this is a lot, because this is a big
yeah,
drain on you and on, Faith, and Faith has a child, and this is who knows how long this could take. There's no
right.
guarantee. There's no expiration date on this. So you had to. It would have been nice if you were flying home and you had an answer and you had found her, and then you guys, had kind of got a chance to see her. But I'm interested to hear, where is your perspective? And again, for everyone tuning in, this is Kylie's sister Kitty. Where is your mindset on this Sunday night?
My mindset right now is that I don't believe she's dead,
Okay,
which is
good.
the consensus for the majority of people who are involved in like engaging with this story.
Yep.
I don't believe that she is dead, right? Because it didn't make sense in my own brain. Um, Knowing who she is and how things go with her, but also like I don't feel like she's dead, which is like a weird thing to say, but I feel like I would know if she wasn't alive anymore. But I feel like she is still out there, and I feel like, you know, maybe she had a plan and decided to go meet up with somebody and take off. Maybe somebody took her and she ended up being a victim of a different kind of crime. Um as I don't know. Um but the most alarming part is that she hasn't reached out to anybody or gone on social media,
Yep.
which, like, if she is alive, it means that she is like physically unable to get to some kind of device to let reach out and let somebody know.
Right.
um because she is the kind of person who would just go up to anybody and ask them if she can use their phone, or
Sure.
you know I don't know.
Well, Kitty, we can start with this is unusual. It's an
Yeah.
odd situation. This is the longest that she's ever gone where you guys haven't communicated with her. So that's certainly disconcerting. And what I mean by that, and I want to clarify for people, sometimes I deal with family where they have family members who, for different reasons, a lot of times substance abuse problems, where they go weeks on end where they can't get a hold of them and they go on binges and so forth. And then I'm not saying they get used to it, but I've dealt with people where they have, a sibling or a mother or someone where they go long periods of time that they don't communicate. Your sister does not fall under that category. This is by far the longest you've ever gone that no one has heard from her.
Right. Like, I would get it in the instance that if she didn't want to talk to family, she that's fine. But we would still see that she's active, talking with other people,
Yes,
or you know stopping by just to check and make sure she's still alive. And
right.
yeah.
Listen, this is really hard. Um, what I want to start several parts. What Kitty, and again, Kitty is Kylie's sister. What do you want to? I mean, look at all these people that are trying to search and show support for your family. There must be some solace that all these strangers are coming forward. Her disappearance is uniting people that want to help and help her be reunited with your family.
Yeah, there is some solace to it, and granted, it's only been a week. I I have no words to express the gratitude that I have for everyone who has reached out to, you know, even just give their condolences, or to say, "Hey, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to make flyers and post them wherever I go. I'm going to share this. I'm going to make videos of this. I'm going to make sure this gets out because you know, your sister is missing." Like, and the level of just effort that the police have put into this is insane to me, and I cannot comprehend like how much they have invested in just a week.
They have.
Something that like you can check online. There's millions of missing persons, like, and I just want to say that I'm very grateful for all of you.
I want you to know, Kitty, Rehoboth Police, this is obviously the biggest thing they're working on. And I want you to know Massachusetts State Police are very good at what they do. And they are going all out. I
Yeah.
mean, anyone that watches between the divers and the drones and the helicopters and the canines, uh, Massachusetts State Police could not be doing more than what they're doing right now to try to locate your sister. Now, you had posted about a vigil.
Yeah.
This is Sunday night. What is the status on that?
So I did get an update. We are planning on having it in Rehoboth. There is a little white gazebo. Um, and the reason we're having the vigil is, again, a lot of people have reached out and asked if we were having one.
Yep.
And to be honest, it never crossed my mind, because that's like that's something you do for somebody who's dead, and like it just I never crossed my mind. I don't.
Okay.
But so Faith is deciding that it should be in the gazebo,
Yep.
in Rehoboth, Saturday, and
This Saturday coming up.
yes,
Okay.
um,
Okay. All
I
right.
can't
That's
even
good. That's
just
plenty of notice. That's plenty of
yeah.
notice. So people that want to come and can show their support. Now, you you may have arrived in our area with one perception of what you thought happened. Is it different now Sunday night than it was Friday night?
It's very different now.
Interesting.
Yeah. Um. So I guess initially I just kind of jumped to the conclusion that she was gone forever,
Yep.
and I was kind of numb to everything. But going out and seeing the places she was, and speaking to the people she knew, and speaking with family and reminiscing on our own memories of her, like it it changed how I saw things. And obviously, like, I did my own thing and learned some information, and I guess that kind of helped me feel like there was a bigger chance of her still being here.
Okay.
And it's, yeah.
I also want to be very clear for people that are watching that I'm not going to ask. She's had communication with the police. That's between Kitty and Faith, their family, and the police. And obviously, it's a big question is where was she last seen? And any communication between Faith, Kitty, and the father of your niece or nephew, um, that's your call. Is there anything you want to share about the father of your future niece or nephew, or anything that people should know? What do you want people to think or know about your
uh, so what I'll say towards that is that I feel that I feel that the public has jumped to conclusions, and I feel that the majority of people have decided he is guilty for some tragic crime, but there's no body as of now.
Correct.
I mean, it seems like there's no real evidence to point, and there's no suspects from the police. Like, this is not that kind of investigation.
Yep.
It's more complex than that, and I feel like there's some more. There's a lot more information that we don't know that the police definitely, do know, and
Sure.
it's hard to trust in the police, but you know they're doing their job, and I want people to kind of back off, and there's no need to harass an innocent person, and the country is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but it kind of like in these kind of cases it's more like guilty until proven innocent kind of situation.
Yep.
And that's not right at all.
Correct. Now, if in fact we want to remain positive, as Lynn Miller said, it's a vigil of hope next Saturday. Okay, so let's just say we don't know the circumstances, but Kylie ends up seeing this video. Kitty, what do you want to say to your sister?
That I love her, and I wish she would just come back. And that I'm sorry for, not being a strong enough support that you didn't feel like you needed to reach out at that point in time. And I miss you.
Kitty, she should not, and we want to speak directly to her. If somehow she indirectly didn't realize the ruckus of her disappearance has caused, she should not, Kylie, you should not feel embarrassed or afraid to say anything. The thing your sister wants, and what Faith wants, and what the police and your friends, all they're looking for, Kylie, is for you to just call 911, contact them, and let them know that you're safe and alive.
Yeah.
Now, Kitty, this is tough. You're back in another state. Tomorrow's Monday. I'm telling everyone watching, and even you, this, you and Faith, this is very difficult because it's, I don't know what your career is or employment, but people have to go back to work. Faith has a child. How can people help you? Because what are you supposed to do? Just, it's impossible to go back and pretend as though, she's away on vacation. So the number one thing I get people asking is, how can people help you?
I don't have an answer because I'm not really sure myself.
Yeah.
Other than, keep spreading awareness and keep looking. Um, I don't know.
Um, how important is it? I mean, you're on social media and you do see people talking about it, discussing it, sharing it. Um, how does that, what's the reaction on that from your end?
Um, I mean, some of the comments are wild, and we just have to laugh about it because it helps lift the mood.
Good.
Um,
Laughter's good.
some of the things are really wild. Um,
Tell
some
us
people
if people are
believe
asking about Haley.
my
Go
daughter.
ahead. What's
Some
that?
people believe my daughter. Um,
Okay.
so that was
No,
funny.
younger sister. You have another sister, Haley, right?
Yes, we have another sister, Haley.
Now, where's Haley?
Haley is with her aunt, and she is very much an introvert.
Okay.
So she's shy and doesn't like to be the center of attention or any of that. It makes her
Right.
really,
And that's not easy. That's not easy.
yeah. And I think this hit her pretty hard too.
Yeah,
And she's been coping in her own ways. But
sure.
yep.
What is just I won't keep you, but what are some things that you've seen that you want to dispel? Or maybe that even made you laugh?
Mm. Well, I don't have children, so no. Kylie is not my daughter.
Yep.
She is my sister.
Yes.
Um, you know, there's been a lot of crazy speculation on what happened. And I think everybody is just watches way, way too many crime shows.
Yes.
Um, which is fine. I mean, speculate all you want. I don't really know. Like the comments themselves, I just kind of don't bother with the negative ones and try to
Yeah.
respond
You can't. You can't.
to the good ones.
Um, and it's not easy to sleep.
No, I've not slept. Um,
You must be exhausted.
I want to say that I maybe slept 2 hours a night while I was in mass, and I I mean it just there was a point where I was just scared to sleep because I was scared to have nightmares of from all the thoughts running through my head.
Yep.
But I think that it's fine for people to speculate, and it's fine to discuss and say what you think or
Hey,
whatever.
Kitty, the alternative is worse, which would be, as you say, there's all these people that are missing,
Yeah.
for different reasons. People, then it just goes by the wayside, and then people forget and people move on. I was struck by when you started off saying that you've come to the realization and dealing with possibility that she never never turns up and never is found.
Um. Well,
There's
I
nothing you can do about that. What's really
there's
tough is there's so much out of your control. As a matter of fact, all you can do, you and Faith, and I give you guys a lot of credit, is what you're doing, which is just trying to build awareness. That's it. The police are doing what they have to do. Word is out there, and I also want people to understand. I mean, in the first few hours, Rehoboth police have put the word out to shelters and hospitals. So people shouldn't think. I mean, it's obvious that people don't know what goes into an investigation, but um, this is this is baffling. It's as if she just vanished, and we know that didn't happen. So right now, people need to remain optimistic and keep it, stay awareness. But you and Faith, you guys, you need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to rest, because this is not, you got to gut it out for one more day. You don't know how long this is going to be.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it kind of feels like that. Like, just one more day, and then we'll figure it out. But you're right. Like, there is a very real possibility that we might never have closure, and they might never find her. Which is the case for a lot of people who have dealt with this kind of situation. And I don't really know how I would find closure that way. But you did ask what people could do to help. And I think that one thing would be just sharing, like, the happy memories that you have.
Yep.
And, sharing the pictures that give you the most joy, and making sure you're taking pictures all the time, because one day you might not be able to.
Listen, you can tell the love of the sisters, your family. I mean, I'll tell you, Kitty, you and Faith, you're very dynamic. You can tell in her videos that your younger sister was very alive, and you could tell there's a glow that she had, especially she was so into making the TikToks and everything else. There's a beautiful personality there, and everybody wants this to have a happy ending, and so many people want this to just like come to a conclusion, like it's the end of a movie or TV show. It doesn't work that way. So I think you and Faith, and I don't know Haley, but I want you to know, I think you're doing all the right things, and you really, this is like you're living hour to hour. You got to take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
You have to take it one day at a time, because that's all we're ever really given anyway. So, the police are doing everything they can, and look at all the people that have come out and want to help and get involved. So understand that you and your sister have already, you don't realize it, but you've succeeded because you've struck a nerve that got people's attention. And so I know that isn't much solace, but I really admire what you and Faith, how you conduct yourselves, how you're doing. People are very vested in this, and we're not going anywhere. So you need to know that.
Thank you.
All right. You need some rest.
Yeah.
What else? What can we do for Miss Kitty? Who are you named? Well, actually, how did Kitty come along as a nickname?
Oh, it's a silly nickname that I used to have when I was younger, and I just never changed it.
All right. No, it's nice. So, all right. Listen, I'm not going to cut her off. Look at this. Enough of this. She's worn out. See, Kitty? See how they start to turn on me? See,
All right.
I'm the bad guy because I'm keeping you on.
Good night,
Can
everyone.
you imagine? And I deal with this on 4 platforms. There we go. All right. Oh, okay. Good night. We say good night to Kitty. All right. Well, folks, again, we stayed a little later than we thought. I'm going to stay 5 more minutes if anyone has any questions or anything. Listen, it's torture. It is. Yes, Cat. It is brutal. Yep. I like that. You got to keep the faith. Oh my God. That's the police. That's the police that would be answering that. Yep. I like that. Kitty strong. Michael's great. Um, Listen, she shared what she wanted to share. She shared what she wanted to share. So, yeah, we're going to get Ladybug involved. Some of the family is local in Marshall. Yes. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you, Lisa Cooper, thank you. I'm going to share something with you, Lisa Cooper. And folks, it's torturous. I'm telling you. And I know, see, you get some people like, just get to it. But this is something I know. I'm telling you, Sue. It's just terrible. It's torture. It was torture on Charlotte Lester's family. It destroyed the Foreman family, Jason Foreman's family. The father, John Foreman, who I'm friendly with, but he developed a drinking problem. And April, you keep putting that's for the police. What do you think? Like, I want to highlight this. Listen, I try to be nice. That's a stupid question. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that. That's a stupid question. What the fuck is wrong with you? Of course the police talk to the fucking Uber driver. The fuck is wrong with you? Stupid. And they keep putting it. No, they forgot to ask the Uber driver. What are you talking about? The Uber driver dropped her off Wednesday night. She walked away from there. What is wrong with someone like that? No, they didn't think of that. Oh, should they talk to the Uber driver? Whoever the frig that is? That's exactly right, Carrie Lynn. God, thank you, Linda. See, it's tough. Oh, yeah, no one thought of that. Yeah, you're a fucking hagbag genius. Oh, is that who they should talk to? Yeah, there's a good idea. Jesus Christ. Telling you, Michael. Yes, it is. Screw. You're out. I'm blocking her. No, it's not. You're a hagbag. Police have talked to everybody. Go back. Go follow Karen Reed. Hagbag. Can't stand these people. Yeah, no one's thought of that. She only put it like 5 fucking times. I was ready to let it go. Yes, they are. Another hagbag, Jessica Perry. See where I'm only patient for a period of time. And then and I know some people, that's right. Screw hagbag. You're very welcome. Never mind. Stop asking who's Ladybug. That's another stupid question. I need to go have some. Wait a minute. What is that? Yeah. The state police hadn't thought of that. Thank you, Jessica Perry. I like the attitude. You say that, but I actually feel better when I respond because then we get to laugh. It's not you know what? You know what the problem is? She doesn't think that's a stupid question. They are dumb. No, they didn't think of that. Oh, really? Should they do that? Here's what they're not upsetting me. Yes, thank you, Ron Marshall. I appreciate that. That's not easy. I mean, everybody likes Hagbag. Telling you, makes it easier. All right, here's where what's in the cup? Oh, just water. Are you nuts? I told you I haven't been having any booze because then I don't sleep, and I need my sleep. So, folks, I've been running. Thank you, Caroline. I appreciate that. Oh my God. He's very patient. He is very patient. Yes, for a period of time. Thank you, Ron Marshall. Yes. 100% pick it up. Call everybody. That should be a t-shirt. Don't be a hang bag. I don't know. Like, because the glasses, I've been out all day. That's why then I've had a hat on because I was outside. So, oh, good. Thank you, Lynn Miller. And I appreciate that. I'm telling you. But I want to, hold on. That's not the one I wanted. I know. And no restroom break either. That's the one I wanted. Good. Now, I want to explain to everyone. See, now, this week, it's true, there will be pressure. There'll be people saying, I'm tired of hearing about it. Oh, you're talking about that again? Like, enough already. Listen, I'm on the story. I'm vested in the story. This is a party of one. And I get people, enough. Move on, blah, blah, blah. Keep scrolling along. I'm on this story. Yep, I'm on this story. Thank you, Caroline. The sea hag, that's a whole nother thing. Now, I get it. I get that some people say, move. No way. We are staying on this because that's exactly right, Philip. And this is happening right now. This is real life. This is a mystery. People go on and they want to watch a real mystery and they'll watch it. This is a real mystery. We don't know what happened. It's like, poof, gone. But she's not gone. She's somewhere. So it would, Tina. Thank you, Wayne. No, we're not. That's right. I like that. Thank you, Brandy. I don't. The rest of the media will move on. They will. They did with Charles Lester. I don't. I stay. I'm still very interested, and I'm very interested in this. There's still a long way to go. We're in the first inning here, right? I'm not going, that's like the scene in Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not fucking going anywhere. No way. We are staying. So that is exactly right. Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate that. They have to. I don't know. It's free and I can't control it. A lot of these people are new, so I can't control that. I try to be patient with it. And then, what's funny is the other night, I don't know. Kristen, it's very fluid because I do. Thank you, Janet. I do stay to the I don't know. I don't know because I can't just go for the sake of going. And when I go, there's other things I'm not doing. And so it's a little tedious. And where I'd want to broadcast, it's a busy road. So, all right. That's exactly right, Trina. I'm telling you. It is CX merchandise. I want you to understand, and in all seriousness, this is torturous, brutal on a family. Brutal. They can't work, they can't sleep, they can't eat. It's just hanging out there. It's so torturous to the families. It is. They never know. There's no closure. All right. I may be out there sooner than people realize, Kristen, is the answer. Because I now again, the rest of the media, they can do whatever they want. They move on to the next. No. We're in. You watch. Yep. Find Kylie. Lisa Dias is exactly right. It would be. It would be they found her. Colby, just as I thought you were making gains. This is Road Patrol. This is Road Patrol. It's just a different version of it. All right. We're back at it tomorrow, folks. Thank you, everybody. Yes. Thank you, everybody.